good evening, good night, depending on where you join me. Today, you join me at a later time, towards the end of the market hours, where we have seen a day for AMC, which some people are going to say is bad. Well, as usual, guys, 2 videos on AMC are coming out tonight. More videos will be coming out through the day going forwards, but obviously right now, it is summertime, and I am enjoying the sun throughout the day, so that is something that is happening, but obviously going forwards, I will try and upload in the day as well. But the point does still stand. What we have seen today with AMC is a decrease in price of 10.35%. And like I mentioned, some people will see this as bad, other people will know what is going on. So this video is just going to be a quick look at how the price has been moving, some of my thoughts on that, and again in just a few moments we're going to have another video coming out, or it may actually even be out already, where we're going to look at some of the facts behind AMC which I do find interesting for today, and basically some of the newest news and revelations that you may want to know. So if you enjoy AMC, guys, you will know by now, you can subscribe to this channel. Nothing which I share is financial advice, it's just all my opinion. But if you do want to hear some of my opinions, again, this is a place for it, so do subscribe. We talk about a lot of stocks, and actually we talk about a few cryptos now and then as well. So please do join us and subscribe. But yeah, now we're going to jump in and have a look at AMC's price over the past day. So we have a lot to talk about when it comes to this price, and I know I've heard some people becoming impatient, and it does make sense, guys. I hold AMC, a lot of you guys probably hold AMC, and it is very frustrating when we've seen the price move by, negative numbers and actually move quite flat for the majority of the day. However, it isn't as bad as it looks. Now, I understand, guys, a lot of people bought into AMC up here when it was at $67, almost touching 70, thinking this was going to be a one-way road to the moon. And again, when this thing happens, if it does squeeze, we don't know when it's going to happen, we don't know how violently it's going to happen, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, some people who bought up here are still in the red, but people like myself and a lot of you guys who bought in around here are still in the green. My average was about $10. I actually averaged up at these highs, so my average is now $14, but there you go. So if you guys do have averages of like $60, $70, I know it may be concerning, but for me at least, and again, this is not financial advice, but if I was you, I personally would continue to hold, because for me, I can see that the risk is potentially much higher than, the reward is much higher than the potential risk. So yeah, make sure that you do the appropriate risk management as always, but I think a small dip of like 10% per day, which we have been seeing now over the past week realistically, isn't that big of a deal. Let's look at where we were on Thursday last week, and where we will be tomorrow. So we can see $57 last week, $49 so far. Sounds a bit bad, but it isn't really, because the context that we really need to see is that just over a month ago, the price of this stock was valued at about $13. So we've had a tremendous run up, we've seen a bit of a sell-off, people are kind of paper handing, and obviously the stock does appear to be getting shorted, so that is two things which could be helping the price to go down, so I don't think it is too big of a deal. And again, I have spoken about this myself, a lot of other people have spoken about this, the potential of a fake squeeze, and that is absolutely what we could have seen most recently, where the price ran up by over 100% in the day, and then perhaps it was an attempt to get people to sell, thinking that this was going to be the squeeze. Well, the data doesn't lie, and the data that we have shows that the squeeze hasn't happened yet, and this price action, to me at least, it does not matter. People are going to be asking if I think it's too late to buy AMC or all of that kind of stuff. I don't think it's too late, I think it's a decent time, and again, that's not financial advice, but it is just my opinion. Because for me at least, yes, this one could go to the 30s, perhaps, in a worst case scenario, but I think obviously if you put in like $100, which is a very low amount to most people, if you're just putting in $100, or maybe even if you just buy one share at a value of $50, if you buy only one share, it's not too risky, and obviously it could give you some decent returns. That is just my personal thoughts on this one today. So let's have a look at some other interesting and unusual things that we are seeing when it comes to AMC. Volume today is 138.74 million. It sounds like a big number, but for those of you who follow AMC often, they will know this isn't as big as we have seen over the past few weeks realistically. It's a very low number, so clearly a lot of shares have not been traded today. Now there are a few reasons for this. My main thought on this one is because a lot of the apes are continuing to hold. A lot of people, like I mentioned, bought all the way up and know where this one is going, so they are more than happy to hold. And again, we are seeing a bit of a decrease, a number of factors as to why that could be. People looking to buy into other quote-unquote meme stocks, as they have been called, or as I like to call them, short squeeze stocks, thinking that they are going to be the next short squeeze. And here's the thing, guys, as I have mentioned yesterday when looking at Clover, in theory, some of these stocks could be decent short squeezes, but I think the numbers and obviously the masses, as in the amount of people who do buy these stocks, are important. So for me, in my opinion, if you do want to see a short squeeze on a stock, I think that, if most people stick together on particular stocks, it probably is a better option than, people perhaps buying loads of stocks and this being kind of like a distraction tactic from some of the stocks which are more likely to squeeze. That's just my thoughts, because I think that AMC is very likely to squeeze, and again, this whole situation has been going on for so long now. We can afford to wait a couple more days, we can afford to wait a couple more weeks. You guys will know there is no fee for holding the stock, but there is a fee for shorting it. So we're back up to 50 in after hours right now. Obviously it is still rocking about here and there, but I don't think it matters. It's absolutely possible that we could be in the red today, but obviously we could see some green. This is a very hard to predict stock, but I just think, guys, if we are in the red tomorrow, I would not be too panicked. When we look back to GME or some of the other squeezes in the past, maybe even Volkswagen many years ago, we saw an actual spike in price like this, then we saw a bit of a dip in price, and I have spoken about this before. So we saw growth like this, then we saw a bit of a dip down here, for example, and then it actually took off. And obviously the people who sold off here, and all the way down, they would have been regretting it. But obviously, guys, you guys will know that, as I have mentioned multiple times now in this video, it's not financial advice. If you want to buy, you can buy. If you want to sell, you can sell. Just tell me what you think down below. I do want to hear what you have to say. I'll see you all again very soon. Goodbye.